Welcome back to Nebuchadnezzar, episode 18. Alright, so in this episode, we have just built these farms over here, and we've got 98 dates, 54 fish. So we should be able to export a lot of those dates for money and get our money flowing in. And what we'll do here is we've got all the farms, all the industry set up down in this area here, so we can take a look at right there. So Marhashi and Gursu both take in dates, and Magan will take in beer, and Dilmun also will take in beer and tablets, and we'll be able to get our ivory from there, and we can sell 20 fish as well. So as soon as we get enough goods, there's 120 prestige there, so we won't be able to get that for a while, but we will be able to accumulate some beer once we get in our elites, and 70 prestige, so that's going to take a little bit, but we can sell dates pretty much right away to them in order to get our money in there. So that's our plan, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build some housing so that we can get these guys producing, because right now we won't be producing any beer unless we get the elites in, and we're going to need a pretty good sized workforce in order to get, enough people in to start these and get enough workers and stuff like that so we can build up our industry. So that's what I'm going to do now, and let's see how that goes. All right, so I built a bunch of houses here. You can see I've got the villas over in this area here, and so I can get the dates, and that guy's going to bring in the dates, and then I'll also bring in a guy for the fish, and he can take the fish from that warehouse to the one next to the market, and that looks good. So now we've got that set up. Over here in this area, we've just got the regular workers, and I've got two warehouses. I got one for the bread, and that guy is going to take the milk, and then that one's just going to get the bread. So I got milk coming in there, and I've got bread being stored there. So that way we won't run out of any space for either one or the other. And then our market here, we have them picking up both the bread and the milk. And now we have our first settlers coming in. So we're going to need a lot of workers here. We're down 2,300 people for work, and that's gonna take a little bit of time to get them. But as you can see, we're making some good headway already. Even with these shacks, people are moving in, and it looks like we got about 1,200 and so that moved in immediately. So that was enough for us to be able to start up our production of both milk and bread, and we're getting those in there. And then over here in this area, we have our villas, and I'm gonna raise up the area there so that we can get the appeal up. So I'm going to go ahead and place a few decorations, and that way we can get the appeal up in the area and get some people to move in. So what I'll do is I'll start putting down these things and seeing where we stand. That one's at 3.5, and we need 6 for the first level. So we'll place some more. All right, we'll go one right next to it on on this side, just to make sure that one on the end is covered. Let's take the one on the end, 6.48, perfect. That's enough for now. And that one's got 4.27. So we're going to need to build some more behind the other one over here, right by the market and the warehouse, to make sure that guy is covered as close as we possibly can to him. We'll put a couple of them there. And 6.29, that's enough. And 6.29, so good. So we're going to be able to get some elite workers in, and as you can see, we're starting to upgrade to standard housing. And due to our milk right here, so you can see quite a few people have already got milk, and that's really good. So what we can do is we can, since that one has got a lot of milk in storage, we can put another hauler in there so that we can have it get out twice as fast, and then the caravan can bring milk in at a steadier rate. And here's our bread. So we got our first harvest that came in, and we got some bread. So you can see we need 48 and 48, and we're producing 54 and 54 respectively. So people are leaving, people are coming back. It's just right now we just don't have the full steady workforce. Actually, the supply of the bread and the milk that we will have within a few harvests. So we just need to get this stuff up. But you can see people are getting more and more supplies every time she walks around. So sooner or later we'll have them all. That one's kind of steady. It's going up a little bit, but I mean, you know, we're getting the milk in as quickly as we possibly can, and I think that's all you can ask for. And we'll be fine sooner or later. So the bread is coming in, and we're starting to get more and more housing. Look at that. She's walking around and getting more and more housing there with bread. So we'll ultimately get all those things up to standard houses and even more, because we need a pretty big workforce. So you notice that we're at only 187, well now less than 100 workers down. So we pretty much have all of our buildings that are covered. Now there we go. Now we're into unemployment, which is good. So we're able to get that population sustained, and over time it'll get even better. Now, what we need to do now, we have enough. We've got to have 50 fish, and we're at 37. And then for dates, we need 40, and we're at 36. So we're getting very, very close to being able to open up our first trade routes. And the dates, since we can give out 30 of them there, that's some good money. So we're gonna keep an eye on that, and as soon as we can start transporting them out, we will do that. And notice we have the fish. It's just sitting in the warehouse down there, ready to go as soon as that happens. And we don't have any villas that are producing enough people yet for workers, but that'll come in time as well, because we do have fish and dates that are up in that area. And in the brewery, well, it looks like we have one brewer. So we're starting to make beer. And you can see we've got only 4 of these villas that are probably high enough in terms of appeal. So what we'll do is we'll build some more of these. Let's take a look, and that one's at 4.27. So we need to raise it up to at least 6 appeal, and we'll put 1 there, and that should do the trick. 723, yep. And that one's at 357, so we're going to need another one that's somewhat close. We can put one right over there, and that brings it to 6.5, so that's good. We'll do another one right there, and then that guy is at 5.86, which is really close. So what we can do is just place down, you know, one of these gardens for 50, and then that should actually bring it up over 685. There we go. All right, so all those are going to be able to go. Now for the other side, we're going to have to raise the appeal here, 4.27, so we'll put one of these bigger monuments behind it. Now we're at 723, and that one's at 3.57, and we'll kind of do the same thing as we did to the other side, which is 6.54, which is great. 5.62, we're very close on that one. And we'll place one more monument, and that one got it up to 8.5, and that one's at 4.99, and we're almost there. We're going to place a garden behind it. Let's see what we get. Oh, 5.98. So close. Well, you know what we can do? Just build a little road instead of a decoration, because the roads are cheaper. And that one should do it. 6.64. There we go. All right, so we're down to 160 coins. So we're almost out of money. But we do have, we're going to have enough villas to start bringing in some more workers in order to be able to support our workforce of basically, it's beer right now, where we're going to need it. So we need 50 fish, and we're at 40. And we need, 40 dates, and I think we're at 35, so we're getting close. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and just turn off the fish, and I'll let the fish come in to that warehouse as well, and then that should actually get us enough fish to. Here comes the fish. That should get us enough fish to be able to have them to initiate the trade. All right. So let's take a look. So we need 50 fish, and taking a look at the pottery situation. And look, we've got enough elites that are doing the brewing here, so that's a good sign. We've opened up the industry there. We have not got enough workers over in that area, but we do in that one, and we have one in there, and nobody in there. So we're starting to make it. There's 5 in storage, and we just need that to get into the the port there, into the warehouse. So what I'll do is I'll allow beer to come in, and ceramics we don't really need that to come in, because we can't sell it, so we're going to use it. So anyway, so now the beer is going to start coming in to that warehouse, and we should be able to start selling that as well as soon as we initiate trade where we can. So right now we don't have any pottery at all. So we're at 56 dates and 46 fish. We have 5% unemployment of workers, so we're not lacking there. We have all of our jobs that are taken care of. And we have 50 fish, so we're going to go ahead and initiate trade. And we should be able to now sell up to, I think it's 30 fish per year. So let's go ahead and, there's our fish, and we'll open up the trade settings. And let's go ahead and let's sell 20 actually per year. So let's sell as much as we can. That'll get us 540 coins per year. And that price will go up as we do longer term trade with them and get a better prestige rating with them. All right, and for dates, we should be able to now start selling up to 30 dates for 36 coins a piece. So that's going to be really good. What we'll need is get those dates into that warehouse over there. So what we can do is we can set up one of these caravans, and he's basically going between the farm and the warehouse, and we really don't want to upset that part of it. So what we can do is have him go from the date farm warehouse up to the port warehouse and deliver those dates. And let's go ahead and make sure that we can bring in dates. And we can. And let's take out the fish from that one area, if that ever goes in there, and bring it over to the other warehouse. That'll be pretty good. But what we don't want to do is fill this thing full of beer and not be able to sell our dates. So I'm going to turn the beer down. And for dates, we'll just leave it there. And we'll see if we can trade them all as much as we can so we can get the money in. But for right now, we don't. So here's the beer, and we can, as soon as we get 35 beer in, we'll be able to start selling the beer. And then as for the dates, then we can sell those. So let's go ahead and set up that, and I think we can do 30. Yes. So we can sell up to 30, and we're going to go ahead and go for the maximum. Try to sell as much as we can for the money. And there we go. So that's looking pretty good. We should be able to make some decent cash here per year. And as soon as we get the beer in, we'll even make more. We'll make another 1,600. We'll actually over double it if we can bring in that much beer to sell. So, and then that one it's gonna be a ways until we can actually sell it there too. But here's where we stand. Got a lot of beer production that can happen. All right. So, as you can see, we've got a bunch of standard villas now, and that's really good. And we should be bringing beer into that port warehouse directly from those breweries, and we are, which is great. And then we should get our first shipment of dates in fairly soon. Here comes the caravan. Let's see if we can deliver them. Yes. All right. So we got a bunch of dates that are in, and look, they just got sold, and now our cash is up to 700. So as you can see, getting trade started as early as possible is very critical to the lifeblood of your city, which is, being able to create things and having the money to be able to do it. And if you don't have that, you're going to be in deep trouble quickly. I can tell you that. So the key is to sell these things. We just sold 15 of them, and we just got half their order. And for fish, we will be able to sell the full 20. Hopefully we can go ahead and sell all 30 of those dates as well. It's March, so I mean the caravan's gotta have to move out and then come back in and deliver it in that period of time. But I think we got a good, fighting chance at being able to do that. Here comes the caravan again, so we should be able to get some more dates in there and get those things sold. So we're almost up to 3,000 population, and here he's come in, and look, he's got a lot of those dates that we're able to get into that warehouse. Now, is this ship going to take fish, or is it going to take? It looks like it took a little bit of the fish from that one port, and it's going to come over here to the other port, and it's going to take a bunch of fish there, and the other boat took a bunch of dates, so now we're up to 1,672 coins. So I can't stress this enough. Trade is the only way you can make money in this game, and it really is a critical, a very critical thing. Now, what I can do is, since I've got some money, I can, get a bunch of beer into that port, because I'm going to need 35 of the beer in order to initiate trade here and be able to sell the beer. So what I'm doing is I'm setting the warehouse in order to basically take in as much as we possibly can, and I want to get to 35 of that beer so that I can just send it off. It looks like we've kind of maxed out here at 32, and the reason for that most likely is the fish. Yes, there's the fish. And we really don't want fish to come in there right this moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off so that it can't go in there, and then the beer should be able to come in, and we should be able to get up to 35. So let's set this to 36. Looks like we got some dates that kind of came in. Although that we do want the dates to come in because we want to sell them, but for right now we really don't want the dates to come in. Because we just want the beer to come in. So now the beer's coming in. We've got 34, and all we need is, there we go, there's 35. So let's go ahead and let's set that up, and that's going to be great because now we're going to be able to start selling beer for profit. So let's move the beer down, and we should be able to bring in tons of beer, tons of dates now, and that's exactly what's happened there. So the next time that guy comes by, we are going to set that up so that we sell. We can sell up to 40. Yeah, we're going to sell as much as we possibly can. So as you can see, now we've got 3 different goods that we are exporting for cash, and that is fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this up a little bit and go pretty quick, and throughout a full year here. And there we go. So at the end of the year, we've gotten 29 beer sold, 20 for the 20 fish, and 28 of the 30 dates. I would say that's pretty good. And you can see our coinage now is up to 5,345. So we really don't have crucial money worries. And that was just in 1 year pretty much of trade. Now, the brewery has tons of beer because he's taking it all the way from the one warehouse to the other, or from the brewery to the warehouse. And he really just can't get it there quick enough because they're just making it so fast. But that's all right. It's just a constant, steady stream from that one warehouse. And when we get the other warehouses going, it'll be even quicker. So, and then of course we're going to use some of that for our population once we level them up and get them to the point where they're demanding it. So we're at 13% unemployment for that, and then we have tons of dates over there. We got tons of dates and fish in, so we're able to support those villas without an issue. can sell up to 30 dates there, and we can even sell up to 60 dates there, but we're going to need 70 prestige, which is just it's not too much more. So we should be able to do that fairly quickly. We can also sell fish to Babylon, and we are selling fish to Babylon right now. So we sold 20. We sold a bunch of the beer there, so that was great. And I would say that this is a really good start to this mission. The next, we're going to need to start cranking up our pottery and get that population up. We're going to do the pottery over in that area there so that we can do that. And the elites, we're going to have to get some more of those so that we can get some more workers. And we'll have to start making some copper jewelry. All right, so we'll leave it there, and we'll see you next time on Nebuchadnezzar.